Dia is beginning to become a very beloved browser. It's beginning to get to that arc level. And I'm going to show you 5 features that I really love about Dia. Besides the obvious stuff of course, the vertical tabs that we have on the left, Shift Command S, and you can have your browser look like regular old Chrome, or if you like the vertical tabs like I do, Shift Command S and also have it like that. So that's, I think on Arc you don't have the ability to have the horizontal tab, so there's that. And then every other thing is there. You have your split screen, which is something I use a whole lot, and I really love this feature. And and everything else on Arc, most core things on Arc you have here on Dia. But for the Dia browser features that I really like, the first one is the AI on every tab. Top right here, you have your AI that you can use to interact with your web pages. So you can pull it up by using Command E or clicking on the chat box, the chat icon on the top right there. And you could use this with on any page, and it has context of your whole browser on a particular profile, which we're going to talk about in a minute. Well, you're browsing something, maybe you're reading an article, you can ask questions about the page that you are on. You could use the microphone, summarize this page for me, and give me all the important information in bullet points. Keep it simple. It's a little slower in giving you a response, but it's pretty good. And so you can see you can have everything that you asked for just there, and it's a quality of life thing. It's a very convenient thing now that everybody's integrating AI into pretty much every tool that you use. This is one that is super useful, and I find myself reaching for it a lot. And a lot of people don't like this feature. I can understand the pushback, especially in the early days of Dia when I first checked it out, and I was like, no, I can't. This doesn't. It didn't have enough for me to move from Arc, because in the beginning they didn't have the vertical tab. It was just Chrome with AI on the side. But now they've added enough features to almost rival what you have on Arc, and this feature is becoming more. It's making a lot more sense now that they have all the other features slowly being integrated into Dia. So you could use this in a lot of ways. This is just one example. You could use it in maybe you're doing research. You can highlight a particular portion of a text, and you see as I highlight, it's showing me already that it's adding that as a source or a reference point in the chat thing, so that I can then ask any question I want to ask about what I have selected. Now, the second feature is it has memory. Dia has memory, and it's connected to most of your work tools. So it's connected to stuff like your Slack, your Gmail, your Google Calendar, Drive, Notion, and all those tools that you most likely use. And then it also has browser memory, so that it has context for your conversations and stuff, and you can pull stuff from different tools that you use, and that context I think is super powerful and makes it really a useful thing that you can use to quickly or enjoy the way that you interact with your browser a lot more. Now, the third feature that I like about Dia is the morning briefs. It's really cool. You can simply use the shortcut command Shift M, and it's going to pull up your brief. Because it has context, it has memory, it will go through your connected tools like Gmail and pull up things that you have done. For instance, it says here, prep your evaluation for the Mona Lisa Pictures Commission. You signed and returned your NDA this morning. This is something I just did. So the lyrics, musical architecture, and film synopses are coming next. I can build you an evaluation framework now. Okay, don't worry about that. You need to update plugins for this website. Alan confirmed the full commission materials will follow now that the signed agreement is back in the hands. Ball is in their court. So it's really cool. Like, it just goes in and looks at your emails and your connected tools, maybe your Slack and stuff, and gives you your morning brief. You feel like a CEO, just getting briefs from your assistant or something like that. Really cool feature. I like it. And then feature number 4 is skills. So if we go to Dia settings here, you can set up skills. And what skills are is reusable AI workflows that you can trigger with a / command. And you can just set them up once and then use them in different places when you're browsing. And then you can also set them up for specific profiles. You can just select your profiles there and set the skills that you want to use. So for instance, I have this one here that says, please summarize, provide concise summary of attached content, begin with a simple answer, distill, da 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 da. So that's summarize. And I can go to, let's say I'm on this article, instead of typing out anything, I could just use the / and then I can scroll through my skills. And where is the summarized one? There it is. And I just send it off and it's going to, give me a reply based on that skill. So it's basically saved text, kind of like text snippets that you can use. If it's something that you reuse a lot, it can be like your contact details, messages that you send frequently, replies or stuff like that. You can just use it in very creative ways. It's basically just text snippets. And I find myself using this one a whole lot. And then now we have spaces or profiles on Dia. And this is a feature that people who, the Dia, the Arc community have been asking for. People who move from Arc into Dia, they've just not been able to feel at home knowing that there is no spaces on Dia. And this was very recently added. And I think it's the final piece of the puzzle that makes anybody who used to love Arc and has been struggling to move to Dia. This is the final piece of the puzzle that would make you move. So you can have different browsing contexts. So like your tabs, bookmarks, histories, your passwords and sign-in and cookies on different spaces. You can tap the profile icon there and I have about 3 profiles here. It's called profiles on Dia, but it's spaces on Arc. And this is workstation, this is web design. I can just select there and move like so. I can also just scroll from one space to another, just like so. But the way I like to move from one space to another is shortcut command. So Control 1 through to 9 is going to quickly move to the corresponding space number. And just sweet, like so. It's built on Chromium, which means you can use your regular Chrome extensions that you use on Chrome. And also if you're transitioning from Arc to Dia, you can simply export everything, even your spaces, your pin tabs are going to show up exactly as you have them on your Arc when you move over to Dia, which I think is really nice and convenient. So you might want to get on the bandwagon right now. Let's have a conversation about this in the comments. Let me know your thoughts and I will see you in the next video. Cheers.